If your stomach is flat in the morning, but by late afternoon you look like you're literally 6 months pregnant, if foods you've eaten your entire life suddenly make you react, if you feel like every meal is a gamble and you're constantly scouting out the bathrooms, or you're fighting through each day struggling with brain fog and fatigue, all while your doctor keeps telling you your labs are completely normal, there's a very good chance that you're dealing with something much deeper than irritable bowel syndrome or IBS. I'm Dr. Seth Osgood, the founder of Grassroots Functional Medicine. Millions of people are suffering from a condition most clinicians don't fully understand, and it's because of that people go years, sometimes even decades, without real answers. That condition is called SIBO, or Small Intestinal Bacterial Overgrowth. And today, I wanted to walk you through exactly what this is and why it causes such intense symptoms, in addition to the fact of why it gets missed by so many providers. And most importantly, what exactly works to help you fix it. But before we dive in, I wanted to explain why this is a topic that is personal to me. So I didn't come to functional medicine through textbooks or research fellowships. I came to it because my entire family struggled with digestive issues. 5 out of the 6 members of the Osgood family were labeled with IBS throughout my entire childhood. Bloating, urgency, pain, cramping, unpredictable bowels, all of this was our normal. We passed Imodium AD around like it was breath mints. We fought over the last dose. Family trips required strategic bathroom planning, and every single specialist told us the same thing. This was just how your family is. There's nothing that can be done. You just need to take the over-counter medications and live with it. And my mom, she didn't accept that. She found a functional medicine provider who ran tests that no other doctor offered and put her on a diet no other provider ever mentioned. Her symptoms disappeared, not just a little bit, but completely. During this, I was actually in medical training myself, very skeptical when she told me about this because I had never been taught that food or gut dysfunction could cause this many issues, but I was also extremely desperate. So what did I do? I changed my diet as well. And my lifelong digestive issues almost vanished overnight. That moment didn't just change my gut, it changed the direction of my entire career, and I'm extremely thankful for that. Digestive disorders became one of my passions, and SIBO became one of the most transformative conditions that I help people recover from. Let's talk about what SIBO actually is, because most explanations online are just incomplete. So SIBO is not too much bacteria, it's simply bacteria in the wrong place. Your large intestine, or your colon, is supposed to be the fermentation chamber. That's where trillions of microbes live, breaking down fibrous foods and producing beneficial compounds. Now, your small intestine is different. It's designed for nutrient absorption, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, not fermentation. In fact, the small intestine contains roughly 100,000 times fewer microbes than your colon. So imagine taking New York City and dropping it into a quiet rural town. The infrastructure isn't built for that. Roads, traffic flow, noise, everything turns into chaos. And that's what happens when bacteria or archaea migrate to the small intestine. When food hits these misplaced microbes, they ferment early and release gas into a space that can't expand. That pressure becomes bloating, distension, nausea, reflux, fullness, pain, and for many people, it creates a level of food sensitivity that makes them feel as if they react to everything. So SIBO isn't one condition, it's actually 3, depending on the gases that are being produced. The first is hydrogen SIBO. These bacteria ferment carbohydrates and produce hydrogen gas, and this leads to symptoms like diarrhea and urgency, bloating and cramping. It's the classic fast transit IBS-D picture. The second is methane SIBO, also called IMO, intestinal methanogen overgrowth. These aren't bacteria at all. They're actually called archaea, and methane gas dramatically slows transit time. These are the people who are dealing with constipation, severe bloating, hard stools, weight gain, or feeling heavy and stuck after eating. Methane SIBO is stubborn because these organisms will actually hide behind thick biofilms that protect them from the specific treatments. And then the third is hydrogen sulfide SIBO. Hydrogen sulfide is beneficial in small amounts, but it's really toxic when it's excessive. These patients also often experience rotten egg smelling gas, burning, abdominal pain, fatigue, brain fog, anxiety. And then they have strong reactions to sulfur-rich foods like garlic or onions and eggs. Often they react to almost everything. Hydrogen sulfide SIBO is strongly associated with mold exposure, mast cell activation syndrome, and impaired sulfation pathways. If you've tried multiple SIBO treatments and nothing seems to work, this form is often the missing piece. So now let's talk about root causes, because SIBO almost never appears out of nowhere. Something upstream typically breaks first. And if you don't address the root causes, SIBO comes back again and again and again. One of the biggest drivers is motility dysfunction. Now, your small intestine has a neurological wave called migrating motor complex, the MMC. Think of it as the street sweeper. It clears bacteria downwards between your meals. If the MMC slows down, bacteria will stay put, it'll multiply, and it will overgrow. What shuts it down? All sorts of things: food poisoning, autoimmune attacks on gut nerve cells, mold and mycotoxins, chronic stress, trauma, vagal dysfunction, thyroid issues, diabetes, opiate meds, adhesions, surgeries. The list goes on and on and on. But here's the key point. If you don't fix motility, SIBO will come back. So another major cause is low stomach acid. And this surprises people because many people are told that reflux means you have too much acid. In reality, low stomach acid allows bacteria to survive in the stomach. It slows digestion and it reduces enzyme release. And it dramatically increases the risk of overgrowth. Chronic acid blockers make this worse. And next, we have bile and pancreatic enzyme insufficiency. These digestive juices naturally prevent bacterial overgrowth. If you feel worse after high-fat meals, this is a major contributor. Structural issues matter as well. A weak ileocecal valve, endometriosis, surgical scarring, adhesions from infections or inflammation. All of these can disrupt your microbiome and motility. Food sensitivities and ultra-processed foods also play a major role. Chronic inflammation from these reactive foods combined with microbiome disruption from processed diets sets the stage for fermentation in the wrong place. And then we've got mold. Mold and mycotoxins are huge drivers of chronic relapsing SIBO. They damage the vagus nerve, impair immunity, slow motility, and increase hydrogen sulfide production. We see this constantly in our clinic. People fail protocol after protocol and finally improve once the mold is addressed. Biofilms are another advanced concept most people never hear about. These are microscopic protective layers of bacteria and archaea built to shield themselves. Without breaking down these biofilms, treatments rarely work long term. Now let's talk about testing. The gold standard is a 3-hour lactulose breath test measuring hydrogen, methane, and even hydrogen sulfide. Most conventional tests are incomplete. They're too short and they only measure 1 or 2 gases. And that leads to many missed diagnoses and unnecessary suffering. At Grassroots, we use an organic acid test, a stool test, mycotoxin panels, thyroid and adrenal panels. We look at various antibody tests for autoimmunity and much more. Not just asking if you have SIBO, but we want to figure out why. When it comes to treatment, here's the truth. Killing the bacteria is the easy part. Keeping the SIBO gone, that requires a systematic approach. Herbal antimicrobials like berberine and oregano oil, allicin, neem are research-backed and very effective, but sometimes we have to pair these with different biofilm disruptors or motility agents. Otherwise, you're only scratching the surface. Now, restoring motility is absolutely essential. We'll use prokinetics, vagal nerve therapies, breath work, stress calibration, and sometimes we have to detox from mold. We have to rebuild the digestion as well. We got to optimize stomach acid and pancreatic enzymes and work on bile flow. We'll often use a biphasic diet as a therapeutic tool in the beginning, which to help calm inflammation and reduce that fermentation. And then we will slowly integrate foods to get you back to a better state of norm. We want to be strategic. We don't want to be restrictive. And in those chronic cases, we'll have to work on other aspects of balancing the immune system. And we may integrate things like low-dose immunotherapy. LDI helps retrain the immune system to stop overreacting to various antigens so your body doesn't relapse. This root cause approach is why people finally get better after years of frustration working elsewhere. We don't just treat your bacteria, we treat systems of digestion, motility, immunity, nervous system, microbiome, environment, and the lifestyle. All of it matters. So if you've been living in fear of food, if you're exhausted from being dismissed, if your gut feels like an unpredictable enemy that you are constantly battling, please hear me clearly. Your gut, it can heal. Your symptoms are reversible, and your lifestyle and your life can change. I've lived this, my family has lived this, and thousands of our patients have lived this. If you're ready to get answers in a real plan, I would love to help guide you. At Grassroots Functional Medicine, we work with people all over the country who've been dismissed and overlooked or told that everything looks normal when they are clearly suffering from some sort of imbalance. You don't have to stay stuck in that vicious cycle. If you're looking for clarity, if you're looking for a team that will actually listen to you and strategize a root cause approach that makes sense, I would highly encourage you to check out our website, grassrootsfunctionalmedicine.com, explore our resources, learn more about what we do. And when you're ready, if you're ready, schedule a free discovery call so we can map out your next steps. If this video has brought you some hope or even just helped you understand a little bit more about your symptoms or what SIBO is, do me a huge favor and like this video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us reach more people who are searching for answers. I'm Dr. Seth Osgood, the founder of Grassroots Functional Medicine. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and taking time to learn more about how to take control of your health. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you on the next video. Have a blessed day.